Hello, everybody. I'm Robin, and these are my reflections. And today I am here to unbox the Minchiate Tarot by Brigh. Now, I have already opened this one, so if this video is not up yet, it's coming soon. And of course, I will link it up here in the cards for you. For the Soprafino della Rocca from them, the Tarot de Marseille is one that you can find on Amazon. I thought you could find this one on Amazon, but it's actually available on Etsy, as well as this Minchiate. So, I will post, of course, the links in the description box below where you can find them. I always do in these unboxing videos. And this one is, this is a deck from what they call their Ship of Theseus classical deck collection. And I'm excited to actually show this to you. It does have it has a booklet that comes with it that is for this deck, which it doesn't have a whole lot of information in it. It does tell you a little bit about what you see in the cards, which I thought was kind of cool. Because I know that when I'm looking at Minchiate decks, oftentimes I'm like, well, what's this and what's that? But even though that they say it in the guidebook, they've cleaned up these images so much that I can clearly see what everything is. Although in some of the other reproductions, that are, more standard, I am not able to see like what I'm looking at. So I love that they've cleaned this up. I like the art style. This is the artist. Her name is Yulia Orlova. I think that's how you say that. So if you're interested in reading about her, and I think that the minors on this have keywords. Yes. So the pips all have keywords as well as so just the pips, not the court cards or the majors. And if you don't know about Minchiati, I'm going to link a video in the description box below for you that actually talks a little bit more about how this deck works. But it's a tarot style deck. It's a Marseille style tarot deck. But it really was a game, right? It was one of the games like Taroki and all of that, but it has more than just the regular majors that we're used to. I'm just going to pop this out of the way. Um, so you've got your major arcana, which we know as the major arcana for tarot, and then in addition to that, you've got four virtues or three virtues, I guess. You've got four elements, and then you've got 12 zodiac signs. So all of those are included in the deck. They came with the deck. They're part of the Minchiati deck. So whenever you get one of these, you're going to get all of those cards in addition to your pips, of course, and then of course your core cards. And it does have four core cards. So you can use it like a tarot deck, a regular old tarot deck if you want to pull those extra cards out, or you can, play the game in the way that they've played. I've never seen a book to tell you how, but if anybody knows how to play this game, let me know. I'd love to know. If you have like a resource where we can look it up or whatever. Or you can just use it like a regular, like a Marseille deck and read it with or without these extra cards. I'm excited to have it and be able to use it and try to read it with the extra cards because I have Marseille decks without them. So this is exciting to have something different. So I'm just gonna pop these out of the way for a minute because we're gonna look at the majors first and then we'll go into the minors. So I'm just gonna pop them out of the way. The box, it's a tuck box. There's no book in the box. Like I said, the book you have to scan for the book, and I will show you a little bit of it at the end. And these are the backs of the cards. They're very pretty. It's a muted, almost brick orange color, completely reversible. Yeah, I like them. This is the only extra card in the deck, so if you needed a blocker card, you'd have to use that one. Um, They are typical tarot size. This is a regular tarot size card. They are the exact same size. I think they may be slightly wider or something. Slightly, I mean, it's like not even a full centimeter. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, it's like a millimeter wider and taller. They're basically tarot size. The cardstock is, yeah, they're like a thick art papery kind of, well, not art paper. They're like a thick card, like that cardboardy cardstock, right? With a semi-gloss coating. I mean, they're matte but shine smooth, like kind of satin matte, I guess you could call this, right? Um, so that is the cardstock. because they're matte, they're not really catching the light. But if you really put them in the light, they catch it a little bit. So that is the cardstock. Did I say it came in a tuck box? Did I show you guys that? I'm not sure. It's a nice tuck box. It's a satin matte, pretty thick, pretty thick tuck box with the this part that comes down, which doesn't seem like it makes a difference, but it really does when you're trying to get the cards in and out, especially with a deck this thick. So yeah, shout out to Brigh for hooking us up with the tuck box. Let's take a look at the fun artwork on these cards. I wanted to do them alongside a regular Marseille just so that you can get a feel for the difference, because the artwork is different from um, a more classical Marseille. So this one is like I guess like a Swiss style regular Marseille deck. Put that over there. And just so that you can see side by side what they look like. So let me zoom in and then we'll just take a look. We'll take a look at them together because I've never owned a Minchiate. I've had my eyes on is it the Etrusian one from Melegello? If I ever get to Italy, I'm definitely going to be buying some decks from them. But I want to wait until I can pick them up from the store because I'm just like that. That's how I don't know. I may never get to Italy, but for some reason, I feel like I just want to be in the store when I'm buying my first deck from them. Anyways, let's zoom in and take a look at these cards. I may never get back, but for some reason, I feel like I want to be there when I buy my first deck from that publisher. So we'll see how it goes. I probably should just order it online like I do everything else, but I got in my head I'm gonna pick it up from the store. So, these are the fools. So you can see that they're very different from your regular fool card. We've already started the departure. The magician. Now our high priestess is looking a little bit more traditional. I love the muted tones on this deck. Empress. Emperor. Hierophant. Look at his face. I know we're not here to talk about the classic Marseille, but his face. I love the faces on the. They just look like I don't know, like cartoon characters or like dolls or something. I love this lover's card. Look at his hand across his heart. It's almost like she's giving him his favor or something, giving him her favor. I'm not exactly sure what's happening in these cards. I'm curious now to know if there's like a book out there specific for this deck. Um, because the book for this that came with this one, it says stuff like, a woman sits next to a pillar. It doesn't give me anything more than that. Like it'll say a old man is walking by a stag. I know that I've heard about this card because I remember listening to, I think it was Marilyn at Tarot Clarity, probably because every time I watch a Marseille video, it's usually her channel. I'm gonna link her whole channel below in case you're interested because she makes fabulous videos on Marseille decks, not just the decks, but she was talking about how you know, he's older and infirmed, and the stag uh, has longer horns because they have to be older to get their horns to be that long. And she just talks about the symbolism in the cards, and she has many types of videos. Some just unboxings where you can look at the decks, the different types of Marseille decks that are out there because she has an extensive Marseille collection and she reads with Marseille. So, um, it's a beautiful collection of all different publishers, all, some mass market, some indies. She compares them. She talks about the pips. She talks about the majors. She talks about the symbolism in them, the history of them. So, I mean, she's got some great videos over there. I'm going to link the whole channel, the whole thing below for you guys. I'm sure she has something on Minchiate because everything I know about it, I'm sure I got from her channel. If I can find the specific video, I will definitely put that there as well. Our devil, yes. So I can see from what I know about this deck that it is very traditional to the, I think this is the, is it called Etruscan or Trivia? I don't know. I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember the title, with this devil with the snakes and the woman, yeah, being pulled back into the tower by this man. He looks very upset. Like, this is a little whew, okay. But I don't know about that card. But this is yeah, it looks traditional and close to what I'm used to seeing for the Minchiate cards. Now I've never had one of these, like I said, so I'm not an expert, but um you guys can kind of get a feel. I love the artwork. I think it's fun. I think it's fresh. I like clean lines. I think that's probably why I've never picked up one of these Minchiati decks before, because I like clean lines. And a lot of the times they're not clean. Because they're old decks, you know. The Il Metagello ones, and that's where we end here. But of course, this deck goes on. Um, are beautiful. But like I said, I have this thing in my head where I want to wait. So there's Prudence. And here's, now we're getting into our extra cards. So we've got Charity, and the extra cards do have numbers on them. I'm not certain if these numbers are in the right place, because I feel like these in other decks fall in the middle of the majors, but I'm not, like I said, don't quote me on that. Here, these are not numbered. The rest of these. So we've got fire, water, earth, and air. And then we get into our zodiac signs. So we've got Aries, Taurus, our bull, our twins, the crab for Cancer, the lion for Leo. That's a very strange looking lion. I'm not sure what kind of lion that is, but, or if it's even a lion. Virgo, our lady, the scales for Libra, with what looks like a porcupine or something down here. And that's one thing about the guidebook, is it will say, like, you know, a cat walks atop scales or something like that, so you kind of know what kind of animals you're looking at, because oftentimes I can't tell. We've got the scorpion, the centaur for Sagittarius with the bow and arrow, the Capricorn, which is like a mergoat or something. I don't even know what that is. And I think this is the typical symbol for Capricorn. I think it's supposed to be a goat with a fishtail, but we often just get the top half. And then Aquarius, our water bearer, and Pisces, the last one, fish. So that is the majors for this deck. Let me get the minors. Okay, here are our pips. They do have keywords on the ace through 10. You get, they're mostly, I peeked through them, and mostly what I see are opposites. So we've got expressing and repressing, and I'll just flip them like that so you can see them. Attraction and aversion. I'm not going to read them all, but so we've got celebrating and complaining, contemplation, ooh, anxiousness. I like that. Five of Cups. Six. Seven. I'm just flipping them because I know everybody can't read upside down. I taught kindergarten for 7 years, so I can read upside down, but I know everybody can't do that. So I can read all kinds of things. Stuff phonetically spelled, upside down, backwards. Okay, here's our pages. Now the pages in Minchiate decks are, I'm just gonna flip these because it's gonna get on my nerves that they're reversed. The pages are all female in the feminine suits. So the cups and the the ground, the earth suit, what is it called? The coins will be um, female for the pages, and the swords and the wands, the weapon suits, the action suits will be male pages. The knights will all be half human and half animal, and I don't know what animal this one is for the Knight of Cups. And then here are our Queen and King. So that's our cup suits. Take a look at the ace. These are the pentacles. Beautiful. I really do love, and they put in all of the, you know what I didn't take a look at? So in the Minchiate coins, they've all got people on them. And oh, let me flip this for you. So it's acting and resisting. And the people, I've always wondered who they are. I don't know if it'll say in the guidebook, but if it does, that would be cool. Or if anybody has a book that does say, or a website, I'd love to see it. Or even a video. I'll watch a video on it. Hoarding and saving, struggling and logic. No, struggling and losing. Succeeding and failing. Profiting and poor investments. Expertise and wasted talent. Our other feminine page. Our knight. The queen always standing and the king always seated. I love the coins. I'm always curious to see what's on them. And I love this one because this one has like birds on it. I don't know what's up with that, but it's cool. Sorry, I had to fix them. They were all cattywampus. All right, so we got our Ace of Swords, new ideas, and narrow-mindedness, logic, and inconsistency, I think it says. Yeah. Sorrow and heartbreak, which is, I don't know, sometimes the keywords do lean a little RWS. And I will say that in the guidebook, the first page says the meanings are based on the writings of author Edward Waite. So, but then some of the meanings do feel very Marseille. So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a mix. You kind of have to kind of like pick and choose what you want. But I just think this deck is pretty, and I love I mean, it's always nice to have a keyword as a jumping off point, but like they're so artfully done that I wouldn't even, if I didn't want to use them, I didn't have to, you know, because they're on this pretty artfully done banner, which it just kind of fits right in with the artwork, it seems like. So, all right, and here is, let me just fix these because Page of Swords. You have a male. This one is a horse, half man. The queen. This one is seated, and the king. Those. Okay, so we've got inspired and blocked, risk and caution, adventuring and directionless, Four of Wands, divine, six. I'm really excited to have this. I think it's going to be fun, even if I use it without the extra cards for a little while. I was thinking about buying the 1JJ Swiss again. I've already had it once before. And I got rid of it because I didn't like it and I didn't appreciate it, I should say. And I was thinking about repurchasing it now that it's available again. But now that I have this one, the only reason I like that one is because it has the English titles on it. And it's got the bright colors with the English titles, and I feel like this one also has bright colors with English titles. So, so I don't need another one. I don't need that one. And here's our last card. Again, here's the back. So let's try to shuffle. Okay, so this deck is thick. So we've got almost two full decks here, and if you're looking at a regular deck, this is their classic one compared to the other one. You can kind of see the difference here, right? Because you got a lot of extra cards. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to riffle. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to riffle shuffle this. I'm going to try to side shuffle. Now, I have small hands. If you have bigger hands, maybe this won't be a problem for you. But for me, I already know I can't do it. So I'm going to try it aside, like kind of corner shuffle situation and see how that goes. Nope, not able to really do that. Okay, so I can kind of like waterfall side. I can kind of waterfall side them. They're bendy enough, but that's giving me problems. And as you can see, they're all over the place. So let's try it a different way. I'm gonna try to split it in half and shuffle it that way, just so I can get a good mix on it. So the shuffle like this is good. It's stiff, but it's also brand new, so I think it'll loosen up. They feel akin to that U.S. Games, that newer U.S. Games cardstock. That's what they kind of feel like to me in the shuffle. Not the old one, the newer one, like Terror of the Abyss or something like that. All right. I think I got them mixed. So now let's see about an overhand. They're very big. I can only grab this many at a time, which is not many. So shuffling this deck is definitely going to be a project for me. My hands are small. Like I said, if you have bigger hands, this might not be a problem for you. But it is a very thick deck. 96 cards, I think. How many cards? Let me see. 97 cards. So yeah, the shuffle is a little cumbersome, but it does overhand nicely. It does spread very well. Like I said, it reminds me of that the newer U.S. Games stock. It has that buttery sort of satiny finish on it, but it's a little bit cardboardy. So yeah, that's the shuffle. So I'm gonna just kind of flip through these. So there's a visual here while I post here some images of the guidebook. Like I said in the beginning, it does say that these are based on stuff by the writings of author Edward Waite, so you can know that it's not specific to Marseille. The meanings can lean RWS in the book, but there is a section in the book for each card that tells you about a little bit about what you're seeing in the card. It doesn't tell you what the symbolism represents. It just says, exactly what's in the card. So it could say something like, a horse walks along a path or something like that, or a man is hung upside down holding two bags. It's just very simple, but it does help sometimes because sometimes I'm like, well, what is this? And I know that with this deck, I don't necessarily have that issue so much, but with the other one, some of the other versions of this I definitely did. So here you go. Now you can kind of see what it looks like laid out. The background color is very one of them ended up upside down. Overwhelmed. Yeah, that's me trying to shuffle. That's me trying to shuffle 96 cards with my little tiny baby hands. I can already see that this deck got jokes. So y'all let me know what you think. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, you can subscribe. I release videos every few days regarding tarot and oracle. And until I see you next time, stay safe and be blessed. Bye.